clearly and with conviction America's commitment to seek the peace and security of a world without nuclear weapons.
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men are created equal and endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, among these life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Truth, justice, freedom, and equality, eternal values on which to found an ideal society. But today in Washington, D.C., the White House stands next to the Treasury. And although the dollar bill reads, "In God we trust," it is obvious that this country's value system is nothing more than dollars and cents. There is a crisis in values here in D.C. today. The mayor is concerned because children are killing children. But in a society which values dollars above life, violence and confusion would be the norm. Proposition 1 is an idea to begin turning the value system around. For too long, human society has served a god of death. The time has come to embody law intended to honor the God of life.
President Truman had obtained a monstrous weapon and started his gamble.
The city roughly was about 4 miles in diameter. By that time, we were at our bombing altitude of 32,000 feet. The navigator came up looking over his shoulder. He says, "Yes, that's Hiroshima, there's no doubt about it." We were so well on the target that the bombardier says, "I can't do anything, there's nothing to do." He said, "It's just sitting there." The bomb left the airplane, and at that particular time, all 3 airplanes then did this very tight turn. Even though it was bright sunshine, it was evident by the brilliance of the flash that something unusual had happened, and obviously it was the bomb exploding. After the weapon had exploded, I couldn't see any city down there. But what I saw was a tremendous area covered by, and the only way I could describe it, a boiling black mass.
3 days later, a second atomic bomb was dropped on Nagasaki.
We scientists who release this immense power have overwhelming responsibility to bring realization to America that mankind's destiny is being decided today, now, this moment. We ask your help in this fateful moment as sign that we scientists do not stand alone. I agree.
I'm Ted Taylor. I'm a physicist. I started out as a nuclear physicist working on the design of nuclear weapons at Los Alamos during the early 1950s. I did this with great enthusiasm. I thought that I was doing something badly needed by my country and the world. I went through about 16 years of enthusiastically supporting the development of all kinds of new types of nuclear weapons at Los Alamos, and then as a physicist at General Atomic Company in San Diego. And here in Washington in the mid-1960s from the Pentagon, where I was in charge of the U.S. Defense Department's work on trying to understand the effects of nuclear weapons. In the midst of that 2 years in the Pentagon, I did a complete flip. I realized that it's evil. It is a matter of using instruments of the devil, as far as I'm concerned, and it must stop. There is no excuse for mass indiscriminate murder of people that have nothing to do with these decisions. We have to find ways to get rid of the weapons. This is why I strongly support Proposition 1. For government by the people to be possible, it's necessary that people be informed, that they know what is true, that they know what is not true. Today, much of what we are told, and I'm afraid much of what we tell each other, is not true.
Well, now then, James, will you tell them that the United States government now wants to turn this great destructive force into something good for mankind, something good for mankind, something good for mankind. All right, is that all?
Okay, got it.
Human beings created the problem of nuclear weapons. Human beings can solve the problem of nuclear weapons.
It has to start here. We started the nuclear age. We're the only nation ever to use nuclear weapons.
The United States has a moral responsibility to act. We cannot succeed in this endeavor alone, but we can lead it. We can start it. We have to insist, yes, we can.
Call to action. Proposition 1, voter initiative for binational nuclear disarmament and economic conversion.
Proposition 1 is the most important initiative to have gotten started in this whole country in a long time.
And here in Washington, D.C., the Proposition 1 evolved into Initiative 37.
In September, district voters will elect a new D.C. Council chair to serve the remainder of the late John Wilson's term. While the special election has received much attention in its early stages, many D.C. voters are not aware of Initiative 37, the other question that will appear on the ballot.
Killing is wrong, and nuclear weapons are the ultimate killer of mankind, so they should be banned.
Well, you need some kind of defense for this country, wouldn't you? Right. So if you do that, what are you going to do then?
Well, what you do then, peace activists say, is to use the money saved from defense and put it to better use.
Billions of dollars are spent every year on nuclear weapons that could be going into housing and health care and education, and making sure that the future is insured and safer for our children.
I want to particularly welcome those of my constituents who are responsible for the success of Ballot 37 at the polls in 1993. Since that time, I have introduced this bill based on that initiative every year.
Groups like this are helpful. You get the information out. It shows to everybody that there are concerned, informed individuals who want to change what's going on in the world today. So let's cling together, let's work together, let's count on each other, and let's get on with this imperative. Rid the world of nuclear weapons.
We need your support. Proposition 1 is going to require massive public support. That support can be amplified if you give it in whatever way you can.
It's going to take a whole new way of thinking to convince people that we can live without weapons, and this is going to take time.